we are now solving equations in logarithm. And equations in logarithm, sometimes we call them logarithmic equations. So either you say equations in logarithms or you just say logarithmic equations. Equation is when you have two terms separated by equal to sign. Therefore, you can only see an expression, or you can only consider an expression as an equation when that expression is linked or separated by an equal to sign. So if I say A equals 5, that is an equation because these two terms are separated by an equal to sign. If I have A plus 5, that one is not an equation because there is no equal to sign. So anytime you see two terms linked by an equal to term, those two terms are now present in an equation. That is an equation. Now, if we want to solve equations, we look at basic examples. The first question now on the board was a question that came in 2005, government was. The question reads, if log q base 10 minus log half of q minus 1 base 10 equals 1. It is now an equation because these two terms are separated by an equal to sign. There are terms on the left and then there is another one on the right. Now, if that is the case, we have log of q base 10 minus. I will clear the bracket here. Anytime you have bracket, you clear it. We have log of 1 times q minus 1 is same as q minus 1. 1 multiplied by anything will not change. Divided by 2 here. Base 10 equals, now we see 1. If you recall one of the theorems, anytime you see 1, it means the log and the base are equal. When the log and the base are equal, the result is 1. So since we are in base 10 here, base 10, base 10, anywhere we see 1, we can just say log 10 base 10. If we are dealing with base 3, we just say log 3 base 3. Any base that you are dealing with here, when you see 1, you just write that as that log, the same of that log, base of the same value. So when the log and the base, they are equal, the result is 1. Since we are dealing with base 10, and you see number 1 here, the only way you do that to get number 1 is to say log 10 base 10. Because we are dealing with base 10, that is why we say log 10 base 10. If these logs we are in base 5, we say log 5 base 5. We move. One theory says anytime you see subtraction, you divide. And when you see division, you subtract them. So since we are seeing subtraction here, we divide these two figures. Log base 10, we take any one, and then we divide them. We have q divided by q minus 1 over 2 base 10. That one equals log of 10 base 10. The log base 10, we cancel log base 10. What we now have here is q. This long division here is written this way. Q divided by q minus 1 over 2 equals, what is left here is 10. We move. We change division to multiplication. 2 will go up, and then q minus 1 comes down. That equals 10. Q times 2 is 2q divided by q minus 1 is equal to 10. But 10 is the same as 10 divided by 1. Any number you divide by 1 is the number itself. Because here we are using division, that is why I want to waste that time. It's the same. 10 divided by 1 is the same as 10. Now we cross multiply. At this point, whatever you have here, you multiply by this. Whatever you have here, you multiply by this one. If that is the case, I have q, 10 times q minus 1. 10 times q is 10q. Minus, this minus here, 10 times 1 is 10. Equals 1 times 2q is the same as 2q. We now collect like terms. We put all the q values together, those with q. We have 10q here. This is 2q positive. When you transfer it to the left, becomes negative 2q. We have minus 10 here. When it goes to the right, becomes positive. 10q minus 2q becomes 8q. 10 minus 2 is 8. Q equals 10. For you to get q, you divide both sides by 8. So q becomes, 2 can go here 5 times, 2 can go here 4. We have 5 over 4 as an answer to that question. The other question is also a was question, past was question. They are saying if log of 2x plus 1 base 10 minus log of 3x minus 2 base 10 equals 1, find x. That means what is the value of x? This x that you are seeing. We proceed with the theorems. Anytime we have division, we subtract them. So when you see subtraction, you divide. If you see division, you subtract. When you see subtraction, you have to divide. So if that is the case, log base 10, we can take 1. Log base 10, we take 1. We divide these two figures. Why? Because of the subtraction sign. We have 2x plus 1 divided by 3x minus 2. I have divided these two terms because of the subtraction sign. That is given us 1 here. But we know very well that when you see 1 in logarithm, it means the log and the base, they are equal. Anytime the log and the base, they are equal, the result is 1. We are dealing with base 10 here. This is base 10. So when you want to write 1, you say log of 10 base 10. As far as the base is 10, you come here and say log 10 base 10. The answer is still 1. Now log base 10 cancels log base 10. What you see here is 2x plus 1 divided by 3x minus 2. That is given us 10. 10 is the same as 10 over 1. Nothing changes that. We cross multiply. When you cross multiply, you get 10 times 3x, that is 30x. 3 times 10 is 30, 30x, minus 2 times 10 is 20. 2x plus 1 times 1 is the same as 2x plus 1. Nothing changes. We now collect like terms. We put all the figures with x together. That is given us 30x. The 2x crosses become minus 2x. Equals, we have 1 here. When the minus 20 crosses there, become positive 20. Now 30 minus 2 is 28. That is 28. X is common. 1 plus 20 becomes 21. For me to get x, I divide both sides by 28. This cancels. X becomes 7 can go into 21 3 times. 7 can go into 28 4 times. So the answer is 3 divided by 4. That is an answer to that. We look at the third question. The third question came in private was 2008. And it reads, you have to solve the equation 2 log x minus 1 minus x equals log 2 minus x. Have in mind, a log without a given base is in base 10. That was explained. What I mean by that, if you have something like log 3, it's the same as log 3 base 10. When we don't want to waste time, we can just say log 3. When you see log 9, it's the same as log 9 base 10 in simple terms. Now we proceed with that. They are not wanted to waste time in writing 10, 10, 10 throughout. We have one theory that says anytime we have a power, you bring that power down. So if it is down already, you send it up. Now we apply that here. There is something now down in front of the log. It goes up. We have log of, the 2 is coming up here and becoming power. If it is like this initially, you bring it down. Minus log 1 minus x equals log 2 minus x. That way. Now if that is the case, because of the subtraction here, you divide the logs. We have log of x squared is there. That is has to be divided by x 1 minus x equals, subtraction means we divide the two values. That is what I have done. We have log of 2 minus x. Now the log will cancel the log here. The log cancels entirely. What you are left with is x squared divided by 1 minus x equals 2 minus x. But 2 minus x is the same as 2 minus x divided by 1. We now cross multiply. When you cross multiply, you have 1 times x squared is x squared. We have 1 minus x times 2 minus x. We clear the bracket here. X squared equals, you take the first one, you multiply by the two values in the second bracket. 1 times 2 becomes 2 minus x, because 1 times x becomes x, minus x times 2 becomes minus 2x, minus times minus is positive, x times x is x squared. Now you collect like terms, you put all those terms with x squared together. We have x squared here. If this other x squared, which is positive here, comes to the left, becomes negative x squared, that is giving us 2 minus x minus 2x becomes minus 3x. How? Here it is minus 1. Here is minus 2. Minus 1 minus 2 becomes minus 3. When the signs are the same, you always add. minus minus. That means we are going to add this number and this number. Here it is 1 and 2 becomes 3. The common sign is minus, that way. Now x square minus x square is equal to 0. When you say 5 minus 5, there is no value that you can get. So x square minus x square becomes 0, and that is giving us 2 minus 3x. We collect like terms. If I decide to take minus 3x to the left, it will become positive 3x. And I have 2 now on the right. For me to get x, I divide both sides by 3 there. For you to get x, divide there by 3, divide there by 3. 3x equals 2. I will divide there by 3, divide there by 3. This cancels. So the value of x that I will get will be 2 over 3. So if there is any comment, you comment that on WhatsApp on the number 076627336. You can also do that on WeChat using the WeChat number momokilling36@gmail.com. Thank you and God bless you.